Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I have a review video for you today of these ParKoo set of 36 permanent markers. I recently was contacted by the people at ParKoo and they asked me if I would be interested in doing an exchange, like they would send me the markers if I would do an honest review video for my channel. And I said absolutely I would. So the markers came almost, well, let's see, almost a week ago, I guess, and I've had the chance to use them. I swatched them and I colored with them, and I'm really happy to be able to tell you 100% honestly, I'm delighted with these markers. I know there's a glare on the packaging from the sun coming in my window, but there are a set of 36 fine tip permanent markers, very similar to the Bic markets or Sharpies, if you're familiar with those. On the back, it's just plain packaging. It tells you that they are fine point and it gives the dimensions for the pens. And they come in a really wide variety of colors, which is one of the nice things about them. Especially, I love all the pinks and the purples and the oranges. I just really love them. Now they come arranged a little bit neater than the way I have them stored in here. Like I said, I've taken them out and used them a few times. This case, while it does hold these pens securely, is not necessarily how I would recommend storing them, because when you try to open them and take them out, they kind of all spill out. So I'll show you. There is a snap here, and you can see all the markers in here. Such pretty colors. One of the things that I really liked about these markers too is that they are very easy to open. So a lot of times when I get a set of markers, I have to struggle with the caps. And I love my Bic markers, but that is one of the things I struggle with them and the Sharpies. The caps seem to be really tight. I have no issues whatsoever with these. And every marker is the same like that. So none of them were difficult for me to open. So if you have issues with your hands and strength in your hands, that's a really positive point. And then you might notice here, I have a number 11 written on this marker. None of these markers have a name or a number on them. And so when I wanted to do a swatch chart for you guys, I was thinking, how can I do that? And then I remembered a video I had seen recently from the lovely Lavelia, and she was showing how she wrote the numbers on her pens and pencils that didn't have names or numbers assigned to them, and that's how she kept track of them with the swatches. So that is what I did. Let me get the swatches for you here. I'll move these out of the way. So here are, let me make sure they're all in frame. Okay, so here are the swatches, and all I did was just, like I said, I pulled them out of the packaging in the order that they were in, and I started swatching. So I would write with a permanent marker on the number on the pen, and then the number on my chart. So this one is number 19 right here. I thought for the most part that these markers were all very true to the color that was on the caps. However, there were a few instances in, let's see, we have the number 5 here, a number 10, number 13, and 25, where I felt like the cap color did not really correspond with the shade. So I'll let you take a look at those. Let me see if I can find them. Like I said, I don't have them in order right now. Well, now I'm not even going to be able to find them because they're all out of order here. I just want to show you like one example, if I can. Number 9. Here's one, number 10. So This is number 10, and to me, this is more of a purple shade, but when I swatched it out, it seemed like it was more of like a pink, kind of like a bright lavender or something. It didn't, to me, match the cap. The same thing with this number 5 marker. The number 5 looks a little bit orangey to me in the tube, and then it comes out red. There we go. So here is the number 5, and you can see that's the shade next to it. Quite a bit of difference. To me, this is almost like a deep pumpkin, or kind of like a dull muted red, and this cap is clearly orange. But like I said, of the 36 markers, I only found 5 of them that I felt, you know, didn't really correspond with the cap shade, and to me that is not a deal breaker at all. I love all the colors. I think they're all beautiful. In particular, I love this number 1 shade, kind of this dark gold color. I think that's going to be something I reach for a lot. I do love the number 5 shade, the one I just talked about quite a bit. I love number 7, number 10, and 11. Excuse me, they're just so pretty. Number 24 is another one of my favorites. This number 15 shade, it's kind of like a reddish brown shade. I hate to say it, but it kind of looks like dried blood. But it's a lovely shade. I know I'll get a lot of use. And that number 31 shade right here, I like that a lot. It's kind of like a darker taupe shade. I really like that. So I think they have some beautiful shades. And they all seem to be really juicy to me. They did a really nice job. I'll show you. I did color a picture. I just straight colored it with the markers. I didn't, let me see if I can find it here for you. I didn't use pencil or anything else yet, because I just wanted you guys to see how beautifully the markers do on their own. And you can see that there is like really good color payoff for all of the shades. There is no streaking. Everything, I think, just looks beautiful. It laid down a beautiful base on this picture. Or, for me, it's a base. For somebody else that likes straight color, that alone would be a fantastic picture. So yeah, I was really, really pleased with these. These are really fun, and I'm super looking forward to using them some more. I think that I probably did use just about all the pinks and everything. I tried as hard as I could to use as many different colors as possible. I think her skin is probably this green shade here, and it was really cute. So this is the one I have numbered as 26, and that is what I used to color her skin. Sorry about the interruption. So yeah, so I used this number 26 shade to color the skin, and it did a beautiful job. I have no complaints about these markers whatsoever. I think they're lovely. The color range is fantastic for somebody like me who loves pinks and purples. Just really, really plenty of those in here if that's what you're looking for. I just think they're fantastic. I'm delighted that ParKoo contacted me and asked me to review them, because they might have completely flown under my radar if I hadn't known, you know, if they hadn't asked me about these, I might never have purchased them. And I just think that they're absolutely wonderful, wonderful markers. And also, I have to tell you, what I think is great is the price. They are $12.99 for 36 markers. And I think I did the math, which I did use a calculator because I'm not very good at math. I think it's like 37 cents a marker, which is super good price for permanent markers if you compare them to the other markers that are on the market, like the Sharpies and the Bics. So I cannot attest to how long lasting they will be, since I haven't had a chance to really use them a lot, but they seem plenty juicy. None of them were dry, none of them skipped. You know, a good tip here, a bullet tip for sure. And also one other point too that I almost forgot to mention, I'm glad I thought of it before I ended the video, is that, let me just show you guys what I'm talking about here. So one thing, and this is not a video that I want to like bash on any of my other markers because I love them too. But one thing that happens sometimes with permanent markers is that you get, I mean, they do bleed because they're permanent alcohol markers, but sometimes when you're coloring, it'll go outside the line because this paper, especially like the Amazon paper, will just soak it up and it will spread like crazy. So here, let me see, I'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So here I noticed that I can go right up to the line and it doesn't bleed over. Let me zoom a little bit more for you. All right, so we'll do that a little bit more. So you can see, I don't have my glasses on, so if I go outside the line, that's my own fault. But you can see that I've got that tip right up against the line and it's not going over. And I thought that was really cool because I particularly notice in my Bic markers that I always bleed out of the line all the time. It's just because I get too close, I guess, and that paper, it just soaks the ink right out of those. But with this one, no bleeding outside the line. And I thought that was really, here, we'll do another one. I'll do it right here on that edge. Like I said, I don't have my glasses on, so this is even doubly hard for me right now because I can't see what I'm doing. But you can see, you know, I went right up to the lines and no bleed over. So, yeah, that made me really happy. Because I feel like that's an issue, you know, with some of the other markers. So, that's a bonus, right? Always a good thing. So there will be a link in the description section of this video where you can purchase the ParKoo markers. I am an Amazon affiliate, just so you know, total transparency there. And like I said before, these markers were sent to me free in exchange for the review. But actually they were delightful to review, and I'm so glad that I was able to say that they're good, and they are good. They're lovely, and I just am pleased 100% with them all the way through. You guys will be seeing me use these in future videos with my completed colored pages and also on my Instagram. So definitely check them out. And thank you to the people at ParKoo for sending me the markers for review. I really appreciate it, and I would be absolutely happy to review any other products by your company. Hint, hint. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and happy coloring.